We got Coach Salmons from Raceland. Coach, man, welcome back to the championship. How's it going, Coach?
Yeah, doing good, guys. I mean, glad to be here. Obviously, it's been a while since we chatted. Um, it's been obviously been a really fun run, been a fun month, and you're excited to get to Kroger Field Friday and put our best foot forward.
Now, Coach, man, a remarkable year. I ain't gonna lie, Coach. You played some very good teams and beat up on them. A big win over there at Sayre. Man, how big was that? Get coming on the road, getting that win, and just in the playoffs.
Yeah, the big thing in the playoffs, man, you just want to try to find a way to survive and advance. And we've been on the road the last 2 weeks. Of course, we've been on the road this year, and you spoke about our schedule. We played some really good people, and I think what happened in that Sayre game is kind of helped us the last couple of weeks is drawing on those experiences we had throughout the season, and really been beneficial for us as we went through some of that adversity to really help us grow up.
Y'all almost, Coach, y'all almost like our home away from home team. We saw you against Lexington Catholic, Paris. Then you came down here and whooped up on Coach Buell Sayre Spartans. Did them wrong, Coach. That was just, I mean, it's okay though. I don't mind. But
First of all, Coach, I did pick you that game. Matter of fact, and he meant to say LCA. That was a good game against LCA too. That was, matter of fact, my fault. Coach meant LCA.
Did I say
you did? That's what you get, dog. That's what you get.
Yeah, I know. I know some of you guys are Sayre fans on there. That's why I was a little surprised you guys hit me
up. Hey, we fans of great football, Coach. Now, just kind of tell us, Coach, last year you guys came so close. I mean, it's a game. You play you play Pikeville just about every year, so you guys are familiar with each other. Just kind of tell us, how does that help or hurt going into the championship game, you guys playing so much as you played in these last year?
Yeah, obviously, first of all, I got the utmost respect for Pikeville and Coach McNamee. What they do is outstanding. They are the standard in Class A football right now that we're all chasing, and we are very familiar with each other just through the years, playing multiple times, and they are the standard in Class A. I mean, they won the last two, and I think maybe three of the last four or something like that, and just that they are the standard, and so we've all been trying to chase them and get better to try to get on their level, and obviously we're really excited for the opportunity on Friday, but it's all about making plays. We want to try to got to hang in there early. Last year, we hung around for a little bit, and then right before halftime kind of got away from us. So really want to try to hang in there and try to make it a 4-quarter, 48-minute game and see what shakes out in the end.
Now, Coach, you speak about Pikeville. Now, you played them early in the year, the third game of the year, September 8th, beat them in a barn burner 7-6. Now, do you take anything away from that? Does that hold any relevance this late in the year?
Yeah, September 8th or December 1st, that's just short of 3 months. That's been a long time ago. Our football team is totally different than what we were that night, and rest assured Pikeville is as well. Obviously, both teams played really hard that night. It was a game of inches. It looked like it's kind of funny. The score ended up 7-6. We each scored on our first drive, and then nobody scored the rest of the night. It was kind of weird game how it kind of played out. But there's some things you can learn from that. At least we had that experience being on the field with them, and seeing kind of what it took to be successful and hang in the game. But at the end of the day, this is a totally new challenge. It's 3 months later. They're a new team. We're a new team, and there's a lot more at stake than what there was on September 8th.
Now, Logan Lundy and Noah Wallace have really carried this team. Mm-hmm. Tell us what they mean and how can they help get you guys over the hump.
Well, Logan and Noah, first of all, are two of our 16 seniors that kind of lead our charge. Logan's a 3-year starter. Come Friday, he'll have 44 or 45 starts under his belt. Noah's been a 4-year starter for us. His freshman year was a COVID year, so that year was a little shorter. But the big thing there is, they're just really, really good high school football players that really, really are unselfish. And I think that's probably the biggest compliment I could give them is, they really serve their teammates and try to lead the cause in everything they do. And what happens is when your best players are that way, it becomes contagious. Everybody else kind of follows suit. We have a really, really unselfish football team, and those two guys are a big reason why.
Coach, man, you speak about that offensive firepower you got. In fact, it's a chance to get the big uglies a little shot out up front there. They lead the way and hold their pocket tight for your guys. You want to mention some of your old linemen over there, Coach?
Yeah, I really appreciate, you asking about our O-line. We feel like our O-line is probably the group on our team that's grown the most from August till what will be December 1st. Essentially replaced 5 starters in the offensive line this year from a year ago, the same team that played at Kroger Field. But those guys have really bought in and worked and got better every single day and every single week. And, you talked about that Sayre game. We ran for, I think 450 yards that night. One of the highest rushing totals that we've had. This is my 17th season here between assistant coach and head coach. I don't remember if ever rushing for that kind of yardage before. And so just really a credit to those guys and them coming together. And again, like you spoke of earlier, we played a really tough schedule. And so those experiences really helped. And it's really helped our guys grow. And a credit to them for hanging in there. And I'm excited to see what they can do on Friday afternoon at high noon.
Coach, now, when we talk about 1A football, one of the things that I think separates the good teams from the great teams, when you're playing guys both ways, kind of managing that so that they don't wear out. How do you go about balancing that act between playing, like a Noah Wallace on offense and defense?
Well, also real quick, because I mentioned, so before you started, can you mention how many you have on a roster each year normally? What's a good year and what's a subpar year, I guess, as far as number wise?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And I do think that's one of our advantages. It's kind of helped us grow our program to be kind of on this stage. Our roster size runs somewhere around 60 every year. And like I said, we got 16 seniors this year. We got 14 juniors, and we got some, big upperclassmen classes as well. We roughly are split, 30 upperclassmen, 30 underclassmen. So I think if you can have bigger roster sizes and it allows you to get more kids involved, it really helps to develop depth over the course of the season. Also, it helps, again, as football, you're going to have injuries. That really helps to mitigate some of the injury damage you have. Maybe to have other guys backed up or other guys that can share reps that really help. Whereas a lot of times in Class A football, and we've been there before with smaller rosters, is if you lose 1 or 2 guys, man, you're really cooked. You're in bad trouble. So that's one thing we really try to work hard on, trying to get as many guys involved in who we are between offense, defense, and special teams as we can to really help us, especially if you're trying to play 15 football games.
All right, Coach. So the question I got to ask, Coach, not very many people can say they beat Pikeville twice in a season, Coach. What's it going to take for us to get this win and say we beat Pikeville 2 times in the year?
Well, we're just trying to be the last one standing on the last day of the season. But again, the way we're built and the way we believe and the way big football games are won, number one, whichever team can run the football and or stop the run, that's the number one key. That's what we feel like. Teams, if you can run the ball successfully, you give yourself a better chance to win. If you can stop the run, you give yourself a better chance to win. And 1A, I would say, not necessarily 2, but 1A is the turnover battle. We feel like those 2 things are key in any big football game. Sometimes you can play football games in August and September and games get a little wild, but when you get elimination football and the games are typically a little shorter, less possessions, things like that. Whoever can run the football, control the line of scrimmage, and also manage the turnover battle will have the best chance to be the Class A state champs in 2023.
All right, Coach. Well, the best of luck to you and the Raceland Rams, and we look forward to seeing you in Kroger Field. And thanks, Coach.
Sir, appreciate you guys.